Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do start, let's give a brief little review. In the last part, a number of things have happened. Now, we had Deku. We also had Cindy. Now, we had Spider-Geddon. With the web of life and destiny, it was diminished greatly. It became sick. Now, Deku and the Spider Army. They took down the rest of the inheritors and managed to come to a solution. Put them into clone bodies of humans, and this time erase their memories. Make sure they don't know who they were. Then, someone will raise them to hopefully be better in the future. Now, with that being said, right now a few things are happening. Deku, him and Cindy went back to their reality. And Deku, he was happy because Ben and Kane are alive. As it turns out, their supposed suicide mission wasn't that. And Doc Ock, he lied to him. Now, Deku doesn't understand why Doc Ock did this. However, the Doc Ock of his time, not the superior Spider-Man, he did a few things. Whenever his lab was invaded because of the inheritors, he was angry. However, he got away thanks to a teleporting device. But there's only one issue. Doc Ock doesn't know his home reality is Universe 616. So that does mean, wherever he ended up, he might not even return home. That possibility has gone down to a near zero. And Kane doesn't see a problem with this. Now, Deku developed new spider powers from being reborn. And he is trying to understand how to deal with all these. Along with that, he's also trying to handle one other thing. Wrapping his mind around being a father. Now, while all that's been happening, a number of things have been happening in the background. Now, it has been weeks since Deku faced a threat. And that threat right now is lurking in the background, lurking in the shadows, as a man does sit there, toying around with the blood in his finger. Right now, he has a lot on his mind, as something goes to move, and he smiles. Now, with that being said, we currently cut to Deku. Deku right now is swinging through the air, and he is thinking about what to do. Okay, so things have been getting a bit more difficult, interesting. Interesting is one word for it. Right now he has a number of plans, a number of ways to deal with both the Chameleon and Hobgoblin, Harry and Asui. The two know that he's Spider-Man, but how about a bit of a trick? How about one simple trick to throw them all off? They don't know about his clones, but they do know that somewhere around last year, both the Scarlet Spiders disappeared. And right now Deku, he has a land, him changing into a civilian identity, and going to at least give the word. As right now, Ben just going to start swinging through the air. Him going to take off in the same exact place Deku just left off. And Deku, he has got to head out. Right now, him going to schedule a meeting with Harry Osborn. Now, Harry, yeah, he's kind of surprised, especially when Deku showed up a bit early and was quite happy to talk to his coworker? No. Potential boss? Maybe. Now, Deku, he does currently sit down with Harry, and Harry is quite surprised. Right now, him somewhat giving Deku a bit of a weird glance, as he does actually close off his screen. Him asking Deku to sit down. Hey, what's up, Harry? Not much. What are you doing here? Why are you so surprised? Well, it's just... Never mind. Just what? Now, Harry does a turn, expressing, sorry, his phone's going off. I'm going to stand up and right now walk to the balcony. Him expressing to Deku that he's going to take this phone call real quick, it's a little important. It might possibly be about the situation with his father. Take your time. Now, Deku, he does this one sit there, and someone there in the background, hiding, waiting. However, there's an issue. One of their plans to attack Spider-Man recently, they were not good, not okay, challenging maybe, but the idea to get Deku a bit more under their thumb. They know who he is. At least that was what they thought. Until one exact thing happened. There was Spider-Man swinging through the air, and he was currently dealing with something with the Scarlet Spider. So, him and the Scarlet Spider were taking on Electro, and that said a number of things. And Harry, he came walking back into the room. Him staring at Deku, as he does this, going to bring his hand out. Him asking him exactly if he'd like a drink. Honestly, with a lot of things going on recently, I might need it. I see, old friend. Well then, feel free to help yourself. Now, Deku does a stand up, as Harry is going to ask about it. So, how have things been with him? Pretty good, I guess. Him pouring a glass. I'm actually going to ask Harry, does he want one? Yes, I do. Double, please. All right. Him pouring the glass. Him going to turn and walk back over, handing out the glass to Harry. And Harry does look up at Deku before going to take it. And Deku does sit down. Him going to take a sip, as Harry does express. So, to what does he owe the meeting today? It's been a few things. I've had time to think about your offer, and time to go through a few things. I have questions, and hopefully you can answer them. Of course, old friend. However, I am a bit ashamed to admit. It's a bit of a stupid idea. Stupid? What are you talking about? Well, don't look too much into this, but I thought that you... Never mind. The idea seems foolish. We don't have concrete evidence. No evidence of him taking off his mask, no anything. He works with a bugle, and he's been around where Spider-Man disappears at. But the two... Okay, but their father... Their father said Izuku was Spider-Man. But how is that possible? He's in one spot, but in another at the same time? No. This doesn't make sense. They've looked into him, and they've searched. Okay, so that's odd. If he's not Spider-Man, then who is? Have they been targeting the wrong guy? No. Their father is a lunatic. He knew who Deku was because of the scholarship and... Maybe he truly was just mad. Of course. The old coot. Then again, his serum does not have such faults. If Izuku's not Spider-Man, then they should pull back surveillance on him. So, old friend, I heard that you are going to be getting married. Yeah, I am. It's a bit of a big deal, I guess. Along with that, I'm going to be a dad. Congratulations, in fact. I'm curious, though. The meeting today? Right. Sorry. It's just nervous. Nerves is all. I want to say I thought about opening a company. Maybe starting one? Really? And you came to me for this? I came to you because you run a company, and I'd like to know a few things that make you successful. I see. Well, how can I be of service? Now, we currently do cut over to Kane and Ben, the two battling it off with Electro. And I know Kane doesn't actually throw himself through the air. Him telling Electro, he really should just give up. He really can't face off against two spiders. Kane going to throw out his hand and blast a web. Electro being hit by it, as right now there actually is Kane, who does a land and turn, him dodging on the way of more electricity. And there actually is Ben. Right now, him covered in spiderwebs. Expressing him right now going to somewhat cartwheel to the right, telling Electro, come on, man, he really can't hit him? Besides, this is just easy. Him actually going to somewhat jump to the left, talking about it. Okay, so there's that. But come on, is he really getting that bad at aiming? I mean, he's standing still right here. I mean, come on. Does he have to show his ass? I'm going to turn and smack his butt, expressing, how about right here? Hit him right here. And Electro does get a bit annoyed. I'm going to turn his full attention and blast up both hands. As right now, Ben is actually going to backflip up into the air and go to throw himself up. Him bring up his hands, shooting them out, and grabbing Dookie on Electro. Him going to pull himself in and smash right down on Electro's back. As Electro does going to smash onto the ground and go to turn. Him throwing out his hand as Ben does actually going to throw out his own. Him smashing into Electro's wrist and throwing it down. Him shooting a web as Electro is going to throw up his other hand. And this time Kane does come in. Him shooting a web and actually going to pull his hand back towards him. After Electro, he's held there in two different spots as Ben is going to actually sock him across the face. And Electro is going to go down. The man going to lay out, and right now the two, they just won't walk up and start blasting their webs at him. Going to contain him. As Electro, he's been knocked out. Gotta say, that was actually a bit fun. For you. You're not the one who got zapped. God damn, my shoulder hurts. Oh, come on. Don't make such a big deal about it. Besides, at least try to act casual. I am acting casual. I'm acting like myself. Huh. That's fair, I guess. Though I am, I got that part. Though I just don't get it. I do. Do you? Yeah. As long as one of us understands what he's doing. I mean, you gotta think about it from his perspective, though, Kane. Can you not call me by my name out in public? Right, sorry. You gotta think it from his point of view, Scarlet. I might have preferred my name, actually. Calm down, Red. We'll go with that one, then. How about that? Okay, Red? This is not Scarlet. Yeah, I got it. You don't like Scarlet. Got it. Now, Red. It's to try and play into the cover. I mean, separate Izuku from Spider-Man? Come on. Right. I guess so. Though, what's he even talking with Norman about? He's not talking to Norman. Really? Oh man, it must be easy to talk then. Yeah, he's talking to his son. He has a son? Someone slept with that deranged lunatic? They did before he was deranged. Oh man, that's gotta be a bit of a... Yikes. Yeah. Anyways, so I'm gonna land. Azrael and Julius is stand up and express. If the two are done, they gotta call about Vulture. And even Mysterio. So, she'll deal with the Vulture, they can deal with Mysterio. Since he does like to at least use party tricks. Her gonna turn and swing away. Astra and the two to shoot off webs and go in one direction. Now, we do actually have Deku. At the tail end of a 30-minute meeting, where the whole time, Spider-Man has been out, throwing quips and taking down some villains. And I know Harry's surprised, as somebody else they report back in on his phone, expressing the whole time about how Spider-Man has been doing a few things. So there's that. Now, right now Osborn, he doesn't go to clear Deku's suspicion, and he does just go to send some information to someone. Now, while that is being said and done, Harry just doesn't stand up. I'm expressing, throwing out his hand. Well, he's sorry that he really can't answer more questions. They're going to stand up and shake it. No, I understand. You do. I do, really. Listen, maybe the Osborn scholarship is a bad idea. You really think so? Yeah. I mean, working in one of your guys' labs could be good. But I'm also somewhat concerned about the research you have planned. But your entire idea, I mean, starting your own company. Izuku, you're a very intelligent man from what I've seen. That's why Oscorp, they would love to have you as part of their team. I mean, there's multiple companies out there who would love to have you. You want to go take the entrepreneurial route, but you're backtracking? Is that so surprising? It sort of is, yes. I just didn't expect it. Right. Listen, I just I don't know what to do. I'll keep my options open. I appreciate this, Harry. I'm gonna turn and walk away. And Harry is a bit surprised. Gonna sit back down. I'm gonna turn in his chair. Gonna bring a phone up to his ear. And talking about it. He has a few things to report in. And a few things to talk about. Because there's a situation he needs advice on. Because Izuku Midoriya isn't Spider-Man. Whatever information he gave them was a complete lie. And they don't trust him already. And if he told them a lie, he just endangered a civilian. Someone not involved with revenge. Harry decided to turn in his chair, staring directly at his glass, expressing to his dear sister. Izuku and him had a 32 and 37-second minute conversation. 32 minutes and 37 seconds. And the whole time, cameras and people reported about Spider-Man and the Scarlet Spider. So, if she has anything to say about all this, please do inform him. How can Izuku and Spider-Man be the same person? And right now, there actually is Asui. Asui is annoyed. She is in a bit of a bad mood, and her temperature started to act up. Her expressing to her dear brother, Izuku and Spider-Man are similarly in build, similarly in size, the same height, and more importantly, their voices match. And right now there actually is the fact that Norman brings it up. Or Mr. Osborn. He sits there in the chair. Right now he doesn't tell his dear daughter that he speaks no lies. Izuku Midoriya and Spider-Man are the same person. Last time he checked, his head was on the wrong way. But then again, a few concussions and bruises, hey, maybe he just saw what he wanted to see. He saw a great mind, and whenever he looks at Spider-Man, all he sees is a great, great hero. One he wants to see fail. Because the secrets to his powers, they're definitely interesting. Why exactly did he turn out the way he did? Why is he Spider-Man? Now, Norman does this one smile, and express to his dear daughter about the next thing going forwards. As right now, there actually is their dear guest, who does gonna sit there, and he does gonna someone smile. As right now, Kirishima goes to stand, expressing when to bring out his hands, that him and his dear friend, as Carnage did a wrap around him, are going to go on a small trip. And he's gotta say, he's very happy to have his freedom. So, he'll do what he can with it. Adios. Now, there actually is Harry. Harry right now is going to report on a few things. Right now, a majority of corporations are reporting year-round profits. You have Mr. Stark. He is a perfect example. Stark Industries has over a 300% profit increase ever since what happened with their dear father. People more or less go to him for everything. And the fact that Oscorp, it was already on the brink of being the next Stark Industries. What happened with the Green Goblin, it was a shot directly to everyone. People pulled funding, and everyone stopped looking at them the same way. Their board of directors, they did quite a bit. Even Hammer Industries and Empire Industries, they are in front of them in sales. If Empire has beaten them and they are smaller, that means quite a bit. Right now, Norman, he has messed up. So what does he plan to do? What does Norman think he should do? And right now, Norman Osborn sits there, him looking down, as he does have one idea. And he does at least turn and go to talk to the man on his way out the door. Now, we do actually have Deku. Deku, after he's all said and done talking with Norman, he left the building, got in the elevator, and da 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 da. It's the running gag. Now, Deku had a lot in his mind. Right now, however, he did go to bring his hands up. Him going to actually pull out the contacts in his eyes, as he has at least set them down, and in a small case he pulled out of his pocket. Him going to bring his hand up and grab onto the pair of shades he does have. Him going to put them on and walk out of the elevator. His eyes are more sensitive to the light. He made contacts that can help that. However, they only do so much. They dry out his eyes, and right now Deku under the glasses is blinking a lot. He does have a lot going through his head though. New powers, new abilities, and everything. It's definitely weird. Him heading home. And right now they tailed Deku. Deku, he took the train home. And he walked home. That's it quite a bit. It was definitely interesting to see. Actually tracking him. Keeping a proper eye on him. Not just surveillancing his place. Not just trying to scope him out. Deku has a vanishing act. He's very good at it. He likes his privacy. But if he's not Spider-Man, then what secret is he keeping? What exactly does he vanish off to do? And that might be just as curious. Because he's a very bright and fascinating individual himself. So, if he has a dark secret, is it on par with theirs? Now, that right now is on their mind. And while they do want to investigate that, there currently is the next plan moving forwards. And that is where Norman Osborn, he tells his children quite simply about it. And they're actually a bit more intrigued. It has potential. It has weight to it. I mean, it'd be the best way to test to see if Izuku Midori is Spider-Man. And that definitely does say quite a bit of things. Now, we do cut to aboard a shield helicarrier. Well, right now, someone in charge is yelling at Bakugo. They want him to understand a number of things. They want him to stay in line and follow their orders. They will not support the insubordination they've been getting from him since his fateful return. The fact that Flash Thompson, the fact that Bakugo Katsuki is Agent Venom, it does speak volume. The fact that they give him their trust, again, speaks volume. The fact that he's defied orders, however, it is bellowing. It says much about his previous reputation, and it does get a waiver in their own trust. They gave him a chance, and he is fucking it up. Does he understand this? And Bakugo, he goes to defend his actions. He defends his actions for what happened. The building was coming down. He got people out. And yes, there was damage, but no one lost their life. Nobody lost their lives. And if that means a building comes down, then hey, he'll watch 10 fall. So, can she fault him for that? He defied orders, and what happened? It all turned out okay. And right now they're talking about it. The building may not have even come down if he got involved. That is the problem. The issue he does not see. And Bakugo does not care. However, S.H.I.E.L.D., they go to get an alert. As we do actually cut to Deku's home. Deku, he right now was going to whip up something for lunch, and he had a lot of thoughts going through his head. And someone they were watching, they were waiting. They wanted the scheme to go off and show that the guy is innocent. I mean, if Spider-Man comes to his aid, you know, that's kind of hard to say he's Spider-Man whenever the guy's right there. It's the easiest way. We do currently have Deku, who he is in his apartment. Cindy is sitting on the couch, right now going through a few things. Her reading a magazine, as she is going to flip through it, as she is currently eating a sandwich. And Deku does actually pick up his plate, turn and go to walk over to the couch. I'm going to sit down, expressing that things are okay with Norman, but he hopes that everything was somewhat set up right. You hope so? I do, yeah. Along with that, I'm enacting phase 2 early. Phase 2? Yeah. Norman knows I was in his office. The way he was acting, reacting, he had eyes on Spider-Man at the time. He knows I can't be him now. You're sure? Pretty sure. That was phase 1. Phase 2 was revealing that he's Hobgoblin. Along with the fact that Asui is, chameleon. So you put the bug in his office? I did. It's automated, though that was hard to do. I had to stay there for a bit of time. Hopefully, though, it got what it needed to. You don't know if it worked? Not yet. I mean, trying to copy all of his files, that took time and effort. So whenever I heard that noise that I freaking did something. Okay, so now what? Search through them? I mean, figure out where they might be hiding their gear, information, tech? Yeah. Right now, though, that's a bit more complicated. I should do that, but it's just, we gotta know where they are first. And after that happens, then we can frame them. Or, not frame them, but turn them in. Right. Pretty sure they might have a lair. Underground? Of course, underground. What kind of supervillain doesn't have a secret underground lair? Heck, Hydra has it. Shield, they have underground bunkers, but they're not evil yet. Yet. I mean, yeah, Civil War. That was a weird thing. I don't even want to think about that. And uh, hmm. Does Cap have an underground bunker? I don't know. I imagine him having one though. I mean, the giant flag and everything. Come on, he wouldn't have a giant flag hanging there. He'd have the entire base painted in the colors. Are we really arguing if Captain America has a secret bunker or not? And what it would look like? Yes, we are. So, it would be in the colors of the flag. And of course it would be striped. Yeah, maybe. But then again, this being where the Green Goblin busts Rookie through the patio. Right on him smash Rookie into the window and rolling into the room. Him gonna actually get up and look around. Him gonna rush forward to look at Deku and grab him. And Deku, whenever he saw the Green Goblin, he was quite alarmed. He didn't expect it. And one of the goblins actually pull him up into the air and express, he wants to know where Spider-Man is. What are you talking about? Deku's trying to play it off. He wants to throw a punch, a kick, as hard as he can. Throw this man's head directly off his body. But right now, Cindy's here. Playing along is good. And Cindy actually does so I'm going to throw herself backwards. Her more surprised than scared. And their actions with the goblin is going to turn. Expressing, going to turn and throw Deku as Deku is sent flying across the room. him going to actually throw his arm out and smashing into the wall. As he's actually falling in on the ground, Deku going to actually turn and grab at his shoulder, pretending like he's injured. And the goblin is going to turn and actually ask Cindy, bring his hand out. As right now Deku is going to scream out, him yelling at the goblin not to touch her. As the man is actually going to freeze, him going to turn to Deku. And Deku just doesn't roll over. Him trying to shift and tell the goblin, he doesn't know where Spider-Man is. And the goblin is going to stare at Deku, his eyes widening with anger. Of course he'd be saying that now. Of course he'd be saying that here. Of course, of course, of course. And right now Harry, he's angry. He knows that Spider-Man hates the Green Goblin, and he wanted to draw him out. So, this clearly isn't working. Him walking over, grabbing Deku and going to pull him up into the air. As Ren is going to walk to the edge. He knows Izuku very well. Izuku should be human, but his father says otherwise. Put him to the test. Put him to the test. That's what the crazy old coot says. But guess what? He'll put him to the test his own way. Drop him from a building. No, no, no. He wants to find the wall crawler. Kill Spider-Man himself. His crazy old father could never do it. Never stay, what, above water? Please. He won't even need to climb into the pond. All he is bigger. He's not one of the fish. He's one of the fishermen. I'm going to actually throw Deku off the building. And now Deku is going to start falling. As soon as someone scream out for Deku, and there actually is both Kane and Spider-Man. Right now, Kane, he had his spider sense go off. And whenever he actually saw Deku falling from the sky, there actually was where Deku, he turned. Him actually going to have watched as someone, they webbed up the ground. Deku landing down into a spider web, as right now he has this one lay there, stuck to it. And Kane is actually going to fly in. Him smashing down and actually going to grab onto Deku. Him going to pull out his spike and ask him, so, was this part of his plan? Like playing it last minute there, don't you, Kane? Don't blame me, man. I mean, you know our luck. Besides, you're just lucky I caught you. Real funny. Now, can you go up there and handle that? Yeah, I can. You don't want to switch in a costume and switch out? No. I want to make sure Cindy's okay. Got it. Right now, Ben swinging in, and there actually is where Green Goblin, he has someone watch Deku land onto the balcony. Him expressing, well, if it isn't Spider-Man. Him going to actually run forwards and smash directly into the wall crawler. He wants to know how he did it, how he changed whenever he was falling. And right now, they're actually where him and Spider-Man, they're falling towards the ground. He was hoping to catch a glimpse, find something. However, all he does see whenever him and the Spider-Man he threw himself at are falling is a web. And Deku, he's being pulled out of it by the Scarlet Spider. As right now, however, Ben does go smashing down into the ground, him smashing into part of the web and actually throw the Green Goblin away from him. Goblin gets thrown backwards into a wall. Him seeing the three there. Deku and then Kane right next to him. Kane with a spike in his arm as Deku had the webs on him. And then there's Spider-Man in front of him. And it says everything. 1,000 voices without a word. And right now, there actually is the fact that Harry does feel bad. Izuku is a friend. That's what he would consider him. An equal. If he wanted to, he can make his own company. He could do anything. He would even be able to beat out Empire Unlimited's somehow profit. They did quite a bit and they popped up. They were able to get a lot of money and secure contracts for the military. And that just started getting them pumped full of money. Like a heart needs blood. So, what exactly does that tell you? Their father was wrong, and he doesn't want the man to be the voice on his shoulder anymore. So Harry's going to tell them he's so glad to see Spider-Man. He wanted him to know that he had a triumphant return. But then again, right now, he wants to welcome him back with something quite simple. There are 10 bombs placed around the city, and he wants him to find them all. He'll give him a hint. They're in places he's been before. So, tick-tock. I'm going to fly away. And right now, the two are left there. Them asking Deku if he doesn't want to suit up. And Deku, here's what I tell them. He's lying. How do you know? The goblin never placed bombs. Not like this. He was a flat-out attack. He wants a flat-out confrontation. That's his style. He was looking for Spider-Man. And he found him. But he also found an innocent. So you're trying to play 4D chess with him. Not 4D, but this does give an opportunity. Follow him and try and figure a few things out. Find out where he hangs with the suit. And none of the two, they do to listen. They go after the goblin. And the goblin, yeah. He never placed any bombs. Why would he? He doesn't see the logic in it, the reason. And right now, Harry, he's obsessing over all of that. Every action, everything he does. He is not crazy, not like his dear old father. Harry will never be like the man. The man belongs in a straitjacket and left in a padded cell. Not him. He is the pinnacle of sanity. Now, as that is said and done, Harry is going to hang up a few things. I'm going to turn as his dear old father walks out. And at least does get at least try and confirm. So, him turning. He wasn't Spider-Man. That's insane. No, you're insane. Now, dear father, go back to where we took you from. No, I know for a fact he was Spider-Man. He let her fall, and I was there. He was quite angry, and he pissed me off. We knew who we were from the very day we threw a punch and became enemies. I know Izuku's Spider-Man. Really, because that's kind of hard to say. I just threw the man out of a fucking 11-story drop. And you're saying he's Spider-Man. I need to call him, father. Try and ask him if he's alright. I heard about the attack. Are you okay? And I want to see for myself. Go there in person, maybe. Maybe offer up one of my own safe houses. Because very clearly what I saw tonight proved you are a liar. You do not like him. You got his girlfriend killed, and you want to wipe him off just because you're worried. You're worried that if he finds something incriminating, he'll turn his back on the corporation and throw away billions. Father, I wish I understood how your mind worked. But I don't. And that I am thankful of. Now, what do you plan to do if Izuku isn't your target? Now, Norman is going to frown. Him glaring at his failure of a son. Whatever trick is being used, whatever trickery has been put on him, it's clearly got him. Hook, line, sinker. And that's about it. He can't say much to convince his son. Action will speak louder than words. And Norman is going to turn. Him going to walk away. Now, while that's happening, Norman is going to walk into an elevator and press the button. I'm going to head down. As right now Norman does a few things on his minds. Da 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 da. That being the music playing. Now, Norman does have it go through everything. The day at the lab, he remembers it quite clearly. He remembers what he heard. Girlfriend. He killed his girlfriend. Wait. Izuku and Toga were dating. The two were young and dumb. Spider-Man was involved with Toga. And if that's the case, then hmm, it's a low possibility. The way him and her acted, the way he talked about her, the way tapes play, the way he spoke about her in the lab. There was that one girl. She met Toga before, and she mentioned a few things. She was a friend of Izuku. She would know, wouldn't she? But what about Himiko Toga? She was clearly someone important to him. But if Himiko Toga wasn't with Izuku, or she was, then no, that possibility. He can't consider it, but he never saw a face. Is he realizing that just now? He never saw a face. Of course. He is wrong. Now, Norman is going to walk directly into the room when the door is opened, and he has to ask the doctors about the progress. The progress with their little serum. And right now, there actually is where the doctors are going to turn, expressing they've done what they could. They find it to be quite intriguing. I mean, this type of work is out of this world. And they've got to say, they may have found something to control it. And the best way of saying it, make it docile. Make it tame. Like a well-behaved animal. And hey, maybe if he does give it the proper orders, it will perform tricks. And Norman is going to smile. Him looking on the other end of the glass. As he has a stare on at the next thing he does have planned. However, while that's going on, we do actually cut to Kirishima. Kirishima right now is sitting there in a car, as the cop is going to walk up, him expressing to the man. As Kirishima, he is actually bringing his hand up, and it's bloody. Him going to take back his license and explain. He told the cop before, the car was stolen. If he wanted to run plates, then get out of the car. I'm going to step back and bring up his gun. Talking about it. He is Ejiro Kirishima, and he is wanted on multiple counts of murder, homicide, and he's not going to be intimidated. Officer, I'm not trying to intimidate you. However, Kirishima is going to bring up his hand, him making it into a pistol. Talking about it. He wanted to simply play a game, see how long the officer went before he realized he saw blood. And the officer, yeah. I mean, running the plates, that was his first mistake. His second, as right now a red string flies directly from Carnage's wrist. It shooting directly at the officer. Carnage going to actually pull him in as his hand is actually going to bring up into talons. Him grabbing the cop by his throat. As Carnage is going to bring up his other hand. As it is going to actually get covered with a symbiote and turn into a bit more of a spike. As Kirishima is going to bring his finger directly up to the cop's eye. His second mistake was thinking that he was a normal serial killer. However, let's see what this button does. Kirishima going to bring his finger directly into the man's eye. And turn. As the cop just scream out and bring his hands up. And Kirishima, he does have a bit of fun. However, he has to step out of the vehicle after the cop fell over. Him bending down and grabbing the man's gun. Putting it directly into his waistband, we're actually going to take the man's hat, put it on, and then actually bend down for his keys. He doesn't have them on him. His wallet is... $80. His middle name. Dumbass. Oh, his name was Seth. I'm actually going to put the wallet down, expressing to the cop. Sorry, he's going to let him have this, Seth. But, the car is his. Kirishima going to walk over, climbing inside, and actually going to activate the sirens. As right now, Kirishima is going to put his foot down to pedal to the metal and drive away. He has a few things on his mind. Right now, though, a stolen police car, honestly, bucket list item, so having that was fun. But he's got to have a bit of a trip. An all American road trip. Isn't that fun? Hmm, where should his first stop be? Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. Have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.